आशा करती हूँ पूरे जोश के साथ आप तैयार हो। आज हमारा पहला क्लास है और आज से इसी तरह हम इसी टाइम पर रोज़ क्लास करेंगे। क्लास शुरू करने से पहले मैं क्लास 12th बायोलॉजी का यूनिट वाइज जो वेटेज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है वो पहले आपको बता देती हूँ। तो देखो आपका यहाँ पर यूनिट 1, ओके। सो यूनिट 1 मीन्स आपका सीबीएसई का वेबसाइट में आपको ये मिलेगा यूनिट 6, क्योंकि आप क्लास 11th में यूनिट 5 तक था, अभी यूनिट 6। सो दिस इज यूनिट 6 रिप्रोडक्शन। इसका वेटेज है 16 मार्क्स। यूनिट 2 यानी यूनिट 7 जेनेटिक्स एंड इवोल्यूशन, इसका वेटेज है 20 मार्क्स। यूनिट 3 यानी यूनिट 8 बायोलॉजी एंड ह्यूमन वेलफेयर, 12 मार्क्स। यूनिट 4 यानी यूनिट 9 बायोटेक्नोलॉजी एंड इट्स एप्लीकेशन, 12 मार्क्स। एंड देन यूनिट 5 यानी यूनिट 10 इकोलॉजी एंड एनवायरनमेंट, 10 मार्क्स। सो टोटल 70 marks. Okay, then practical 30 marks. You must know this. Practical, so total 70 marks. This is theory, and practical 30 marks. Okay. So now let us start the first unit, that is reproduction. Having the first two units are having maximum weightage, that is 16 marks and 20 marks. Now let us start the first chapter of first unit, yani 6th unit, that is reproduction. The first chapter of this unit is sexual reproduction in flowering plant. तो बच्चों आप अपने कॉपी के साथ तैयार रहो। मैं जैसे जैसे पढ़ाती जाऊंगी साथ ही साथ नोट्स देती जाऊंगी, डायग्राम करती जाऊंगी। आपको भी साथ ही साथ सब कुछ करना है और एंड में जो होमवर्क दूंगी उसको भी आपको सेम डे कंप्लीट करना है। एंड एक रिक्वेस्ट आपको रिपीटेडली है, डोंट टेक हेल्प ऑफ गूगल और चैट जीपीटी फॉर आंसरिंग द क्वेश्चन। जो क्वेश्चन दिया जाएगा आप अपने दिमाग से करोगे। आफ्टर गोइंग थ्रू द क्लासेस, पूरा क्लास अटेंड करने के बाद, नोट्स बनाने के बाद, नोट्स को पढ़ोगे, एनसीईआरटी बुक को पढ़ोगे, देन यू विल आंसर द क्वेश्चन। once again I request you not to search the answer in Google or in ChatGPT. Okay, so let us have a start. Now the chapter is sexual reproduction in flowering plant. So before going to the details of this chapter, let us see what are the different parts of a flower. The flowering plants are known as angiosperms. Okay, and you have studied in class 11th what are the different parts of a flower, what are the different conditions. So you may get questions relating to the topics taught in class 11th, so be ready for that. So let me draw the diagram. You also draw this diagram in your classwork copy. Okay, and you have studied about the thalamus. Okay, so I'm just recollecting or reminding you what you have read in class 11th. Okay, You can also go through your textbook for the diagram, because my diagrams are not good. Okay. Now let me tell you what are the different parts of a flower. This is just revision of class 11th chapter. So here you can see that it has a bulging structure from where all the parts of flowers are developed, and that is known as thalamus. This is called thalamus. Okay, this is called thalamus. And here you can see that this portion, this is the structure which constitutes the sepal, which are together known as calyx. Similarly, petals together constitute the corolla. Okay. Now next, stamens. And together constitute androecium. Then you can see here, this is pistil, which together constitute gynoecium. Okay, so these are the basic parts of a flower. Then as we move ahead, we will discuss each and every part in details. Okay, I think you are done. Now next come to the different parts of a flower. Let me explain in details. So a flower has vegetative part and reproductive part. Okay, now this vegetative part are those part which do not take part in reproduction, and reproductive part are those parts which are involved in sexual reproduction. Okay, now what are these parts? These parts are calyx and corolla, and this includes your androecium and gynoecium. Okay, and as I have told you earlier that in the flower I have shown you calyx consists of sepals, corolla consists of petals. Androecium is the male reproductive part, gynoecium is the female reproductive part. Okay. Now, reproduction as a whole is differentiated into the whole events of reproduction are divided into 3 phases. So, let us see what are the 3 phases. 3 phases of reproduction. Reproduction means here it is sexual reproduction. Remember. So, what are the 3 phases or the events? They are categorized as pre-fertilization events. Pre-fertilization events. Okay. Then next, fertilization, and then post fertilization. Events. Okay, now come to what are the events included under these phases. The pre-fertilization event, it includes the formation of male and female gametes. I'm sorry. Then transfer of gametes. Okay, then fertilization, here it includes fusion of male and female gamete by pollen pistil interaction. Okay, now come to the post fertilization event. It includes development of endosperm, then number 2, development of embryo, next formation of seed and fruit, then fourth one is germination of seed. Okay, so now basically the post fertilization event in reproduction involves these 3 steps, and that germination will start a new life cycle. So we will not discuss in details this one. Now let us start the pre-fertilization events. This one let us start. So as I have said you, the pre-fertilization events involves the formation of the gamete. But before the formation of the gamete, we must know where these gametes are formed, what is the structure exactly, where and which cell gives rise to the gamete, the male gamete and the female gamete. So let us start with the male reproductive organ. Okay, so male reproductive structure. So under this, as you know that male reproductive structure is known as androecium. Okay, the individual or unit members are called stamens. Let us see the structure of a single stamen. एक stamen का हम structure देखेंगे. Okay, so this is the structure of a stamen. A stamen has a filament and anther. Okay, and the anther is connected to the filament in a region that is known as connective. Okay, and these stamens together constitute the androecium. In case of angiosperm, The stamen is very, very important, children. Stamen is bilobed and dithecous. What do you mean by this? Means I have shown you that there are two lobes. This is one lobe and this is another lobe. So now if you take transverse section of an anther, you will see that the anther is having the structure like this. Okay, my diagram is not that much good from the beginning, I am telling you. You can refer the textbook for the diagram later on. Okay, so this is the structure of an anther transverse section I have shown here. Here you can see that this is one lobe, this is one lobe, this is another lobe. Okay, so it is bilobed. Now dithecous. Dithecous means here you can see that in each lobe there are two theca. There are two theca. This is one theca, this is another theca. That's why it is known as dithecous. Okay, and you can see that there is a longitudinal groove. This is the longitudinal groove. Here also the longitudinal grooves are there that separates the two theca. ये है एक theca, ये एक theca, and that forms a single lobe, and this is one theca, this is another theca, which forms a single lobe. Okay, so I think it is clear to you what is bilobed and dithecous. Now come to in each theca. Let me show you another diagram which is very, very important from examination point of view. This is the transverse section or cross section of an anther. I will show you here what are the four layers of anther and what are the tissues present inside the anther. So everything we will discuss here, and then we will discuss how the gametes are produced inside the anther. The pollen grains are produced, and then inside the pollen grain how the gametes are produced. Okay, so from this diagram it is very much clear to you that it consists of two lobes. This is one lobe, this is another lobe, and in each lobe two theca are present. Now you can see that I have drawn some layers. Okay, and these layers are the different protecting layers of anther. The outermost layer is from here. Let me start. The outermost layer is epidermis. Okay, then next to epidermis the next layer is endothecium. Okay, and then middle layers. Remember children, here I am telling epidermis, a single layer. Endothecium, also a single layer. But middle layers means middle layer may be one or more than one. Okay, so middle layer is multiple layers. The next inner to the middle layer, you can see there is another layer which is known as tapetum. This is called tapetum. This layer is called tapetum. So this layer is tapetum. Now inside the anther there are four sporangium. Four sporangia. The plural is sporangia. Okay. So the tapetum encloses a mass of tissue, and these are the mass of tissues. These tissues are known as sporogenous tissue. Okay, and each structure, the structure that is the spherical structure that encloses a mass of sporogenous tissue is called sporangium. So how many sporangium are present in a single anther? So there are four sporangium. Four sporangium. 1, 2, 3 and 4 sporangiums are there. So what are the layers that covers the sporangium or anther? If it is asked anther, then also you have to write these 4 layers. And if it is asked sporangium, then also you have to write these 4 layers. So the 4 layers are epidermis, endothecium, then middle layers, and the innermost layer is tapetum. Okay. Now this sporangia, the sporangium, it is named so because it contains the sporogenous tissue which develops into microspore. हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे माइक्रोस्पोर कैसे डेवलप होता है और क्या होता है. ठीक है. ये जो आपका स्पोरांजियम है, दिस इज कॉल्ड माइक्रोस्पोरांजियम. इट इज मोर एप्रोप्रिएटली it is known as microsporangium because it produces the microspore. Okay. Now this microsporangium, when it develops further, microsporangium develops further into pollen sac. Okay, microsporangium develops further into pollen sac. Now let me explain you what are the what is the function of different layers of the sporangium and the other parts of the anther. Okay, so the four layers of microsporangium outermost epidermis. Okay, next layer is endothecium. Okay, then next, this is the I should not write next. This is the from outer to inner. This is the second layer. Okay, second layer, then third layer, is the middle layers. Okay, so this is multiple layer. This is single and this is also single. Okay, now the fourth layer is tapetum, innermost layer is tapetum. Okay, now let us see the function of different layers. The function of epidermis. Now functions. Epidermis, endothecium and middle layers. Their function provide protection to the anther. You may write anther or sporangium, and also help in dehiscence of anther. Okay, what is dehiscence of anther? You know, when the anther matures, the pollen grains are formed inside the anther becomes dry and it bursts, and the pollen grains are released out of this, and that is called dehiscence of anther. So the function of epidermis, endothecium and middle layers is to provide protection to the anther or sporangium, and also it helps in dehiscence of anther. Now, what is the function of tapetum? Okay, tapetum, it provides nourishment to the developing pollen grains. ओके, देखो जो मैंने आपको स्पोरांजियम के अंदर, नाउ कम टू दिस डायग्राम वंस अगेन. सो ये जो देखो यहाँ पर मैंने कुछ टिश्यू बनाया. ये जो टिश्यू होता है ना, द इन फ्यूचर इट डेवलप्स इनटू पोलन ग्रेन. तो पोलन ग्रेन कैसे बनेगा? उसको नरिशमेंट चाहिए. सो दिस स्पोरोजिनस टिश्यू ऑब्टेन नरिशमेंट फ्रॉम द टैपेटम. इसके चारों तरफ जो टैपेटम है, टैपेटम से नरिशमेंट लेता है और लेकर ये पोलन ग्रेन में डेवलप होता है. ठीक है. सो टैपेटम प्लेज ए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल in providing nourishment to the nourishing the sporogenous tissue. Okay, so the tapetums are very very important. The cells of tapetum are binucleated or multinucleated. So why this is so? tapetum ये है आपका स्पोरांजियम. स्पोरांजियम के चारों तरफ आपका ये है टैपेटम. ये टैपेटम में जो सेल है, दिस इज ए सेल्यूलर लेयर. इसमें जो सेल होते हैं, ये सेल में आइदर 2 न्यूक्लियाई होते हैं या फिर 3-4 ऐसे न्यूक्लियाई होते हैं. व्हाई इट हैपेंस? बिकॉज you know that when nourishment is given to nourishment is provided to the other cells, the nourishment actually comes from the cytoplasm. cytoplasm से आता है. तो इसका जो सेल है, ये है, मान लो टैपेटम का एक सेल है. ये सेल सबसे पहले क्या होता है, आपका न्यूक्लियस डिवाइड होता है. सो न्यूक्लियस डिवाइड हो गया, बट इसका साइटोप्लाज्म डबल हो चुका है. बट the cytoplasm is absorbed by the स्पोरोजिनस टिश्यू. स्पोरोजिनस टिश्यू इसको ऑब्जर्व कर लेता है, इसीलिए आपका साइटोकाइनेसिस नहीं हो पाता, जो साइटोप्लाज्म का डिवीजन नहीं हो पाता. दैट्स वाई द सेल्स आर मल्टी न्यूक्लिएटेड और बाई न्यूक्लिएटेड. सो व्हाट इज द रीजन? बिकॉज the karyokinesis means nuclear division is not followed by cytokinesis means division of cytoplasm. Okay, so that's why they are binucleated or multinucleated. Now I will show you one more structure here. Come to this one. Here you can see there is a structure which is known as connective. Connective means this is the portion, this is connective, and this connective, at this region the filament is connected to the anther. Okay, so this is all about the male reproductive structure. So today is first class, तो ज़्यादा टाइम आपका मैं नहीं ले रही हूँ बच्चों, क्योंकि आपको बोझ जैसा लगेगा. You will feel burden because you have to complete the notes, draw the diagram, and also आपको क्वेश्चन का आंसर भी करना है. So now take the homework for today. आप पहले पढ़ोगे फिर आंसर लिखोगे बिना देखे. You will not see the textbook even. ठीक है, तो पहला क्वेश्चन है, what are the 4 layers of sporangium? Write their function. Number 2, what are the differences between sporangium and pollen sac? इसमें थोड़ा आपको सोचना पड़ेगा, मैंने यहाँ नहीं लिखवाया लेकिन बोला है ज़रूर, तो आप थोड़ा सा अपना दिमाग लगा के ये दोनों में डिफरेंस लिखोगे. ठीक है, इन केस ऑफ डाउट यू कैन आस्क मी, बट डोंट टेक हेल्प ऑफ गूगल. सो आई एम गिविंग यू ओनली 2 questions, and besides that what you have to do, you have to practice the diagram. This diagram particularly, this diagram in your textbook, this portion is highlighted. This highlighted portion along with this diagram you have to remember. Okay, at any time I may ask you to draw the diagram, to label it and also to explain it. So आज के लिए बस इतना ही बच्चों, और आपको टर्म अगर याद नहीं हो रहे हैं तो धीरे धीरे याद हो जाएंगे और आपको मज़ा भी आएगा पढ़ने में. ठीक है, तो आपको मेरे साथ देने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. थैंक यू.